Hello, welcome back to another Read Aloud Wednesday with Miss Cardenas. I am so happy that you are here today. I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday morning. It's a little chilly today, but I'm excited that you are here today, and I want to say thank you for clicking that YouTube button so that you can watch my video. Today I'm going to read to you a story that's called A Quiet Girl, and it's by Peter Carnavas. This story talks about a little girl named Mary and how she is so quiet, but her family is so loud. And so her family gets to see how she lives and through her world and what she experiences being quiet and how she sees the world through her being quiet. And every single year I get so many students, especially girls, a couple of girls that are super quiet and super shy and don't want to talk. But now that I have read this book, I understand why, because that's how they are and that's how they see the world. And I appreciate that. And if you are a quiet girl, I want you to know that I see you and that I hear you all the time. And I want to thank you for always listening to me, for me being so loud and trying to get everybody to pay attention. I just want to say thank you for being that quiet girl and for observing and just looking at everything and just being so understanding of everything. So thank you. I am excited to read you this story. I hope you like it and you stay for the whole time. Yes, so I'm going to start. Get comfortable and get a little snack if you want. A Quiet Girl by Peter Carnavas. Mary was a quiet girl. She thought quiet thoughts. She stepped quiet steps and whispered quiet words. Be careful, bird. This is Mary right here. So everything that Mary did was very quiet. She did it very quietly. Because Mary was so quiet, she heard things nobody else heard. A dragonfly buzzing through the air, the soft sigh of the sleeping dog next door. The gentle creak of the tree and the end of her street. So because she was so quiet, she was able to hear so many things around her while she was outside. Mary had always been quiet, but there was just one problem. Nobody could hear her. I met a bird today, Mom. Speak up, honey. I can't hear you. A small gray bird. Huh? Called a peaceful love. Use a nice loud voice, please. I can't hear you. So these are all her family members doing a bunch of other things, like the mom's blowing her hair, the brother's playing a video game, the dad's making a smoothie, and she's trying to tell them the beautiful things that she saw outside. But nobody's really listening to her or even caring to listen to her because they're so busy being loud and doing other stuff. So Mary tried to speak up. The peaceful doves fed on the ground, but roosts and nests in the scrubs and the trees. Look at me! Whoa! A peaceful what? But it wasn't loud enough. So here you see Mary trying to tell her family about what she saw, and her family is so busy mowing the lawn, gardening, and jumping on the trampoline that they don't even hear her what she's saying. So Mary decided to be quieter. than she had ever been before. So because nobody was listening to her, she became quieter. Suddenly, the world unfolded around Mary as her senses were filled with more beautiful things. Remember, boys and girls, we have 5 senses. Can you tell me what those 5 senses are? You can hear, you can smell, you can taste, you can touch, and what else can you do? You can see things. Those are your 5 senses. So a leaf was hanging from a fine thread of a spider web. The smell of freshly cut grass, the tickle of the breeze ruffling her hair. So she's explaining all the different things that she felt with her different senses. It sounds so peaceful. Now that Mary was very quiet, her family hardly even noticed her. So you can see she's over here and her family's doing a bunch of ruckus. Dad's blowing the leaves, brother's playing basketball, mom is trying to fix the basketball court. And they're so busy they don't even notice her. Soon she became so quiet, she felt like she wasn't even there. At first, nobody missed her. Nobody missed Mary. Blah! Her brother with a trombone. Her mom with the phone. Blah, 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 blah. Her dad eating oatmeal. Her family's so busy they don't notice her yet. Then, a small gray bird appeared at the window. Mary, said Mom, is this the bird you were? Mary, where is Mary? 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 Oh boy, where did she go? So they can't find Mary. Mary! Called Mom. Her brother still playing the trombone. Not a care in the world. Mary! Called her dad. Ruff, ruff, called her dog. Now I think they're starting to panic because they can't find her. Their calls grew louder and louder until the whole neighborhood echoed with the sound of Mary's name. Mary! Mary! So they noticed now that she's gone, and so they're going crazy trying to look for her. Finally, Mom and Dad stopped calling. They fell silent and they listened. Wind chimes clinkled in the breeze. Bees hummed as they danced in the clover. So her parents are now experiencing what Mary was experiencing her whole life, being quiet and listening to the bees, listening to the wind clinkle with charm right there. And then, at last, the most marvelous sound of all, Mary's voice singing a small song. Mary, said Mom, have you been here the whole time? Yes, whispered Mary. But we didn't hear you, said Dad, until we were... Quiet, said Mary. I think Mary just taught her parents a lesson. They didn't ask her to speak up or use a nice loud voice. Instead, they sat beside her, and listened for all the small, wonderful things that lay hidden in the wonderful world that we live in. So now everybody is hanging out together quietly, just like Mary. And when they noticed and were quiet, they were able to enjoy all the wonders of the world. This is so beautiful. Boys and girls, this is a way and a story that lets us know that being quiet is okay. And we practice it in our classroom, the mindful minute, when you just close your eyes and you listen to my voice and you just go into a different world and you just hear only my voice. And sometimes, boys and girls, I make you breathe in for a minute, breathe in, and then I make you breathe out for a whole minute doing these exercises. And why do I do that? So that you can calm down and you can listen to your own thoughts and say, okay, I'm getting too loud. I can't hear Miss Cardenas. I need to calm down. And it's very important to do this frequently. A lot of times, whenever you feel like there's just so much going on in your brain, sometimes we just want to talk so fast because we're so excited, or because we can't hear Miss Cardenas, or because we want to ask Miss Cardenas a question, right? But sometimes it's best if we breathe in and breathe out and let these emotions calm you down. Let this mindful minute calm you down before you go and ask these questions, or before you go and act all crazy because you got kicked out of Zoom or something like that. You know, for those of you who are quiet and don't really ask a lot of questions and don't really raise your hand, I want you to know that I see you and I want to hear you. But if you don't, I understand, because I know that that's you and that's okay. So boys and girls, I want to thank you so much for coming back, for clicking on that video and watching me read to you today. I had a wonderful day reading this to you. My teacher heart is so happy. I hope that you take this time to do a mindful minute on your own, so you can breathe in and breathe out for a minute. So try it and let me know tomorrow in the morning if you did it, okay? I want to know who is taking the time to be mindful of being quiet, okay, and listening to your own thoughts. You're wonderful. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow.